What's up, my friends? Welcome to Adventures Never Far Away. I am so excited to share with you my latest trip. My friend Ashley and I had a girls' trip to Alaska last weekend, and we spent 5 full days doing the best job at adventuring that we knew how to do. We had so many bucket list items that we were able to knock off. We ate so many crazy things that we've never tried before. We took as many pictures as we possibly could while still trying to live in the moment. And now's the time that I want to share with you our welcome into Alaska. You are not going to believe this. I didn't believe it while I was living it. Ashley didn't believe it either. The entire time we're asking ourselves, are we really here? Are we really in Alaska? Is this really happening? It was. And it was so, I can't even, when I try to think about what happened and how it happened, let's just start from the beginning. One thing that you need to know about Ashley is that she loves to do her research. For weeks before, she had been looking on websites, round the clock, tracking the northern lights. One of the things we were determined to do in Alaska was catch the northern lights. We were prepared to stay up as late as we needed to. I made sure to get a car that had 4-wheel drive, that was big enough so if we needed to sleep in it we could, because we weren't sure where we were gonna go and see these northern lights. We could have been in the middle of nowhere, which we were. However, as the time got closer, Ashley let me know that the best time that we were going to be able to see these lights was going to be the day that we arrived. Now, we were scheduled to arrive in Fairbanks at 11:30 p.m. And Ashley had this idea, maybe we could try to see them from the airplane, because we weren't really sure what the weather was going to be like. It had been cloudy and overcast, which is not the best viewing conditions for seeing the northern lights. So on our leg from Seattle to Fairbanks, Ashley changed our seat so that we were both sitting on the right side window of the plane to hopefully see the northern lights. It didn't really work out, because in order to see the northern lights, your eyes need to adjust to total darkness. And when you're sitting on an airplane, even with all of the lights dimmed, there's still like this blue glow that happens. And we were over the wing, and so even though we were trying to like block out as much as we couldn't really see the northern lights. We thought we did a little bit, and it kind of looked like when you see the sun peeking up over the horizon, where there's just this thin line of color on the horizon. We thought that's what that was. Anyway, so we thought we had seen the northern lights, but in reality, neither of us were really sold on the idea and weren't gonna like claim it as seeing the northern lights. We had been traveling for hours and hours and hours, from Ashley picking me up at my house to get into the airport, parking, getting on our first flight, having a layover, second flight. I think we had been traveling for a total of maybe 10 hours by that point, and we're both feeling it. However, as soon as we got our luggage, we walked out to the car, and Ashley said, "Do you want to go try to see the lights tonight?" Heck yeah! I'd gotten my second wind by that point, thank you Coca-Cola, and I was ready to drive. It's 11:30, we found our car, we loaded everything that we could into it. Ashley got on one of her websites, found a spot called Murphy Dome, and the only reason she picked it is because her dog's name is Murphy. And so, thank you Murphy for that name, because we downloaded the map and we just took off into the middle of complete darkness. I mean, I'd never driven in Alaska before. I had no idea what the layout of the city was. I didn't know which direction we were going. It's getting close to midnight. We're far outside of Fairbanks. I've got my high beams on because there are moose and caribou and bears out, and the last thing I want to do on my first night, let alone any night that I was there, was hit something, because we have the tendency to do that. Or should I say Ashley has the tendency to do that. We finally get up to where the GPS had taken us. And it was kind of weird. We were on a mountain road still, and there were a few cars parked off to the side, and we couldn't really see anything. And we're like, is this it? Or are we just like super tired? And I was feeling a little let down, like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought the Northern Lights were gonna be like, or this whole experience was gonna be like. Did we just drive out here in the middle of nowhere for nothing? We round the bend, and there's this massive clearing, and there are tons of cars and RVs and vans. We get out of the car and we make our way over to the clearing where a lot of people have gathered, and I couldn't believe what we were seeing. Ashley and I looked at each other multiple times during this walk and said, is this real? Are we really here? Is this really happening? Are we both having the same hallucination at the same time? We got some of the most epic pictures of these Northern Lights. The heavens literally opened. Someone was painting the sky strokes of green, blue, purple, red. Just look at these pictures. I can't describe it. This was how Alaska welcomed us. So something to keep in mind, these photos are not color graded, meaning I didn't enhance the color, I didn't brighten anything. I could go on and on and on about these Northern Lights, but let's just look at these pictures again instead. Until then, see you on the next adventure.